this year was a ride. Well, today's our channel anniversary. It's been a year, and I guess the first thing we should say is probably a thank you.
Indeed. Well, shouldn't we do something to commemorate this?
You sound a bit more posh than usual. Say Ditto, why are you so on and on about this? I mean, yes, this is the channel anniversary, but I think we should probably do something else.
Oh, come on. I had an original idea for this week, and now you're turning it down.
I was honestly thinking about doing a Q&A or something.
It was how it feels to use me.
NANI?!
Ditto, you know I don't like this. Like, there is a reason I call this thing a small brain reverse card to the anything goes meta.
It's not that bad, man. You get used to it.
Okay, just give me 3 hours. Like, I have not used Ditto before on any team in my entire life. Yup, that's literally it. If I had to sum up how it feels to use Ditto in 10 words, it would be, how did I get away with that?
Well, yeah, killing Zacians is my specialty, after all. That intro explains everything, doesn't it?
Well, you're semi-right, but that isn't the reason I said those 7 words. See, before Gen 5, Ditto used to be absolutely garbage, with horrible stats across the board, and literally not having any good ability to compensate. And then in Gen 5, it got Imposter. So now, literally every single Ditto set that exists can range from absolute hard garbage to absolute god tier with the numerous amount of transformations it can do. Well, that being said, let's probably not focus on Ditto's competitive viability and just focus on how our feelings for the damn blob are.
There's only one rule as a Ditto user. Take what you can get, and beat the ever-loving hell out of your opponent with it. Basically, Ditto's the king of revenge killing. That's why the only Smogon Ditto set is called No You. Anyways, you might think that an OU, with stuff such as the Meta Overseer itself, other sub-abusers, and Trick Room everywhere. Well, Ditto won't be that common. And you're right, but head into National Dex Anything Goes, a tier with significantly more power creep and sweeper mons such as Mega Rayquaza, Groudon, and more, and you will find that pink jelly babies everywhere. Particularly thanks to the existence of the Sword Dog legend, Zacian Crowned.
And Ditto, I think we forgot something. Imposter copies stat boosts, which means as a Zacian Ditto, you can reach +2 in attack just by switching in. And well, if you don't have a good physical backbone of a Pokemon, let's just say you're screwed as it starts ripping and tearing. And in the case of low ladder 900 Dex Anything Goes, where there isn't a lot of Primal Groudons or Lugias, that happens a lot. Well, there still is no greater rush of hype than knowing the enemy has no choice but to walk directly into your trap as he sends out his Zacian Crown to even have an attempt at cleaning, and you yeet that attempt out the window with an imposter Ditto at +2, instantly destroying the competition. It is stupid, it's ironic, and it works.
Sheesh, calm down, mate. Ditto glue does not exist. Yet. However, getting the transformation off might not be as game-changing as you think. So now, let's dive into... Oh boy, where do I start? Well, let's continue with Zacian Dittos. The success and by extent, the existence of those things alone depends on whether A, the enemy even has a Zacian, or 2, is he prepared for it? And by that, I mean just having a physical wall. In Highlander Natural Dex Anything Goes, everyone has either a Necrozma main or a Primal Groudon, but it's new to normal Zacians, not to mention Ditto Zacians too. Okay, maybe transforming into a Primal Groudon might work, since it's weak to its own stab ground moves, but, well, Mega Rayquaza and Yveltal would just like to have a word with that. Dragon Ascent from Rayquaza hurts, since you no longer have that decent health stat of 100 that Burning Godzilla, I mean Primal Groudon has.
And in Mid-Ladder National Dex Anything Goes, well, one of Ditto's worst enemies is incredibly common, in the form of the Zygarde Complete. Glare, first of all, yeets Ditto's viability out the window. I mean, what use is a paralyzed Ditto? Without the Choice Scarf speed boost, or well, having that boost completely neutered, it loses the element of surprise. Secondly, coil sets are its worst nightmare. Well, Rest lets Zygarde regain all health loss in a single hit, and Coil makes it so that even at +6, Thousand Arrows can barely full hit KO a Zygarde with 3 turns of leftovers recovery. Well, unless that Thousand Arrows crits and it solos from full though. Our substitute, well, denies transforming at all, so sucks to suck, I guess.
Yeah. However, with the advent of Calyrex, well, both riders, Zygarde really isn't that common now, isn't it?
Well, you're not wrong, but on the occasions that it does appear, oh boy, it will make sure Ditto has this pair. And speaking of Scarf Calyrexes, it is infuriating losing a speed tie to a Scarf Calyrex Shadow Rider. I mean, it really can only go one of 2 ways, but it still sucks. And that's not even the worst part when you're using Ditto.
That 5 PP limit on moves suck. Well, most of the time you'll switch after running into a bad matchup or having no PP left, but that isn't the worst thing. Remember when we said take all you can get? Well, against Stall, Ditto literally has nothing to get. The only things it gets are poison, frustration, and entry hazards cutting into it every time it hits the field.
Speaking of frustration, you know what I'm gonna talk about, right?
Was that one match that you watched?
Yes! Anyways, picture this in your mind. You're a +2 attack and speed Mega Salamence with a Ditto on the opposing team. You have Dragon Dance, Earthquake, and Roost. But Ditto is there to ruin your day. So, now the Ditto is sent out, and you're like, well, that's the end of the game, isn't it? Well, psych! I had frustration the entire time!
Yeah, even when copying boosted mons, there's always something that will stop Ditto dead in its tracks. Be it unaware, happiness base moves, or substitute, Ditto can get wrecked hard.
Yeah, sadly, it's really easy to get around Ditto by using its own limitations against it. See, especially in the moves department, Ditto can only use the moves that you have. So, if you can't touch yourself, Ditto can't touch you either. And soon enough, the blob will either be forced to switch out, or dishonorably struggle to death.
Well, for those annoying stall teams, I have a strategy that works very often.
Is it hyper offense spam?
How did you know?
Well, I've run stall fucking hyper offense now, Ditto. I know how to play the game for real. Anyways, if Ditto can't touch them, then don't send it out. You're basically down one member. Just set up Stealth Rock, and leave the rest to your hard-hitting teammates. I mean, it's really all about applying pressure in stall. If you play cleverly, there isn't even the need to stack Ditto in a stall battle. Throwing the topic of stall aside, in fact, Zacian Crown pairs incredibly well with Ditto on Hyper Elephant versus Hyper Elephant scenarios. Well, you're in Zacian 1v1 and you don't have a Groudon to back yourself up? Don't worry, you can go Ditto and scare the crap out of them. Even if they have a Groudon, you could potentially put it in range of other Life Orb boosted attacks such as Dragon Ascent and Astral Barrage, allowing your teammates to effortlessly sweep. Dynamax using Yveltal, Sub-Zacian, Skillshot Ray, you name it. And if the enemy is even boosted, if it isn't a Zygarde or behind a sub, well, go ahead and give them a sweet, sweet reminder.
Well, that's really all Ditto has to offer. It's simple, straightforward at first, but painfully complicated when you start fighting different styles of players. You can't really tell whether the next match you're in is destined for failure or a chance for glory. So seriously, keep pounding relentlessly to your teammates, and when there's the slightest opportunity, you take it and ram your enemies through and through. And that is how the Ditto do.
Finally, a How It Feels episode that doesn't have that much drama. Feels like old times, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Anyways, since this is the channel anniversary, I'll just have to say thank you all for the support you've given me over this year. It has been a pretty terrible time, honestly, everywhere around the world since, the pandemic exists. Still, I had a lot of fun making YouTube videos, and alongside my friend Ethan, we really did a lot of analyses, and we're proud of it, not gonna lie. And, well, I'll just have to say again, thank you all for your support, as I'd never expected we would be able to get 100 subs in this year, and actually the wall video almost had like 5,000 views, so yeah, thank you everyone for that. And so, I await the next channel anniversary, so see y'all next time. And next episode, spoiler alert, it's gonna be a Pokeventure one. Oh boy.